Boom! We are live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the Nolan Hawkeye Anthony YouTube channel. I thank all of you for being here, wherever you may be, and of course, however you may be listening. This is going to be a quick video. I am late to the party on this, but I decided ultimately to get it out. Even though we're already week one into the season, I'm going to make this video very, very quick. And of course, we will revisit this video when the season is done to see how accurate it is. Please consider hitting that subscribe button. I hope to get to 2,000 subs by the end of the season. Like, comment, share. If you guys want to donate to the channel, Cash App and PayPal link in the description. Without further ado, let's get into this. So my predicted order of finish in the Big Ten. Every year I tell you guys, the way I do it has far more weight on the talent level of the roster as opposed to the schedule, because the schedule is just something that is impossible to predict. You never know if there's going to be one or two dark horses on your schedule that are far better than preseason expectations, or a team that's really good that's on your schedule that ends up being terrible, like Indiana when Iowa beat them in the season opener a few years back. All right, let's go ahead and dive right into it now that you guys know. I'm not saying schedule doesn't play any part in it. It does, but I place far more of a premium on talent level of the roster. All right, guys, Big Ten East. Ultimately, I believe that this is a three-team race with Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State being the cream of the crop. I will go with Indiana finishing bottom of the Big Ten East. I'll go with Maryland second to bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, finishing sixth. Although I would not be surprised in the least if Maryland is a 500 team that makes a bowl game. I will go with Rutgers 5, Michigan State 4, Michigan 3, Penn State 2, and Ohio State 1. That is my predicted order of finish in the Big Ten East. Like I said, the cream of the crop is the top three teams, and really everybody else in the Big Ten East is just jockeying for position. And the bottom four, it really wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. And that, you guys know, I'm not the biggest fan of Mel Tucker. I don't think he's as good of a coach as the one decent season he had at Michigan State. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if Maryland finishes the top of the bottom four teams, Michigan State at the very bottom, and Indiana surprises people. I really would not be. I mean, all four of those teams are not. I don't see them as above average, at least coming into the season, but they do have some talent and some things here or there that, if put together properly, they can have an okay season. All right, guys, Big Ten East. Like I said, this is going to be a quick video just diving right into it. The bottom of the Big Ten West will, of course, be Northwestern. They are going to have an absolutely brutal season this year. They don't have the talent. Although, to be frank with you guys, as I always am, Northwestern actually has recruited, especially with the upgrade in facilities and things of that nature. And, playing in the Big Ten championship twice, winning the Big Ten West twice in the past, I think, 4 or 5 years. They've actually recruited okay, not terrible, but they're always hampered by the academic requirements. But the program is just in turmoil. It is completely in turmoil. The defense is not going to be up to snuff. The offense is not going to be up to snuff. It's just going to be a tough year. And if I was Northwestern, my number one goal would just be to be competitive in games, not be an easy defeat or victory, rather, for the opponents, and to develop some of the younger talent on the roster. That is what I would do. That is what the number one thing I would focus on. Number 6, Purdue. I think their hire was an okay hire. Of course, we've already seen week 1 and they lost to Fresno State. I think that this is going to be a tough year. I'm not as high on their head coach as others across the Big Ten are. I'm not saying it's a bad hire, but it's tough to win in the Big Ten. It just is. And will Purdue be more of a defensive-minded team or remain an offensive-minded team? The one outlier in the Big Ten West. What will they be? And I think they are leaning towards remaining with their offensive identity. Purdue will finish 6th. At number 5, I have Nebraska. I don't think that Matt Rhule will be able to put it all together this year. I say this every year. Nebraska has not been losing because of the talent or the lack of talent. They have plenty of talent and they have been recruiting well, regardless of their multiple losing seasons. In fact, guys, it is astonishing how well Nebraska has recruited despite not having a winning record in 4 or 5 years. It is astonishing. It just goes to show you how far little money in the program that is, massive fan base, and the prestige of that logo, the historicity of the Nebraska program can get you. But will do nothing for them this year. They will finish 5th. At number 4, I will go with Illinois. I think Illinois will be about a 500 team. I don't think their defense will be as good as it was last year. And I think this will be a sort of rebuilding year. Brett Bielema last year really benefited from a lot of the talent that remained at Illinois, plus the talent that he brought in. A lot of people thought that Illinois recruited terribly under Lovie Smith. That's just not true. They recruited well. Now, they didn't recruit as well in the state of Illinois as they should have done, but they still, by and large, recruited just fine. Lovie Smith recruited very well in states like Florida, Texas, and places like that. I have Illinois 4th. They will be about a 500 football team this year, maybe a game under 500. At number 3, I have Wisconsin. Wisconsin, I would say, is the favorite by and large, as they almost always are. But that's because the media is absolutely biased towards Wisconsin. But while they do have a nice running game, and I'm sure their defense will be at the very least good this year, I don't think that they will quite have enough in Luke Fickell's first year as Wisconsin head coach to finish in the top 2. I think they will be a 7-8 win team this year, but they will absolutely have bumps in the road. Okay. It is just not a cakewalk winning in the Big Ten. They will have bumps in the road. Wisconsin 3, Minnesota. And keep in mind, folks, ultimately what separates each team in the standings is like a half game or one game. Okay. And, at times you can have a 9-win team finish 3rd because of their preseason victories and an 8-win team win the conference. I mean, it just because, I have somebody finishing 3rd in the Big Ten doesn't necessarily mean that, overall their record is not going to be decent. It's primarily focused on their conference record. No, that is what it's focused on. At number 2, I have Minnesota. I think if Ethan Killickmanis, or whatever his last name is, can develop, I think that they have the 2nd most talent, top to bottom, on their roster. I think I kind of see Minnesota and Wisconsin neck and neck when it comes to talent, but I think ultimately the tenure that Minnesota's head coach has in the Big Ten will help them in the Big Ten West this season, as opposed to comparatively to Luke Fickell. And number one, I have the Iowa Hawkeyes winning the Big Ten. I think they by far have the most talent in the Big Ten West, and they should absolutely win the Big Ten West. Still some concerns offensively, but they have an elite defense. They have an elite special teams. They have playmakers all over the defense, and they do now have some playmakers offensively. So, but you know, playmakers and offensive production are two different things. So, but again, most talent in the Big Ten West, and we've seen how far their defense can take them. I have Iowa winning the Big Ten West. And in the Big Ten championship game, I have Iowa versus Ohio State. And of course, I have Ohio State winning that game, but I think it'll actually be a decently close game. All right, guys, like I said, like, comment, share. Definitely subscribe. If you guys want to donate, you guys can. Just look in the description box below this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I know we're already a game into the season, but I wanted to get this done before we were already multiple games into the season. Really curious to see what you guys have to say and what your predicted orders of finish is as well. Be sure to check out the Big Ten Whip Around show I will be releasing. And last but not least, DBAP, don't be a pussy willow. And facts are feelings, because your feelings just don't matter. Love you guys. See you guys next time. Go Hawks. Bye-bye.